Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Peter Winnick. I'm the founder and CEO at Thought Leadership Leverage, and you're joining us on the podcast today, which is Leveraging Thought Leadership. Today, my guest is Netanel Baruch. He is the founder and CEO of Q, which is a pretty cool tool, and I thought it would be a fun idea to bring him on and have a conversation around sort of the origin story of it, the problem that it solves, and some of those sort of things, because it's kind of a neat tool. So welcome aboard, Netanel. How are you?
Good, good, good. How are you today?
I am good. So I was fascinated, I guess it was about a month or two ago, you and I connected and you shared with me the tool and I was like, this is pretty cool. And what the tool does, and today's episode is not meant to be an infomercial, but really informative around tools that are out there and things that one can do. But the issue here is using AI to help thought leaders create high quality content in an efficient way. And then you'll give a better description than I, but I've been playing with it lately.
Yeah.
It's really cool because unlike some chat or AI, it's a conversation. So you set up a topic, you have a conversation, and from that conversation, which might last 5 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever, the system then generates 5 to 8 pieces of pretty good content, which from my experience, the struggle that most thought leaders have is, how do I get into the cadence of consistently creating great content? So let me turn it to you and say, well, why did you start this thing?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm really glad for the opportunity that we met. And you know what? I want to take it one step back. Okay, one step back from your
Sure.
question regarding like why we do all these things. I think that right now we are in a history time, okay, that never been before, okay?
Yes.
That today there is no any excuse for anything that you want to do in the world, okay? And especially for real, I think like you can walk 24 hours in 7 days non-stop, okay? The ability that you have today in the market. And the most beautiful thing that I think that's happening is that the barrier of the minimum of to get to like access to this kind of tools and ability is going down, which means that it's becoming more and more and more accessible for people to amplify tools, as you say, to accelerate their result, to accelerate their business and things like this. And this is where we come from. Like my approach always been like, I've been the guy that will go and meet with awesome people like you. And after amazing conversation, me as a marketer, when I walk out of the conversation that I'm inspiring, I'm calling the guy or the girl and say, hey, look, what we talked about in the conversation, that's amazing content. Why are you not posting about it?
Right,
They say,
right.
I will. Right? Most of them say, I will. I will do it sometime. I don't know. I don't take time for it. I don't know how. All these huge role to get started. And this is where, as you said, most of the experts stuck. They don't know how to get started because if they say, yes, you know what, I'm going to do content about it. What happened? They go to Google, starting to search how to write a good LinkedIn
Yeah.
post, and boom, millions.
Well,
of
I would
likes.
say there's another issue there that affects thought leaders and experts, in that when they put something out there and when they write something, they're used to the standard being so high. If you're an academic, when somebody says, why don't you write a little piece on X? In their mind, what they hear is, oh, geez, a white paper with 52 footnotes and research, and it's got to be
I
60.
need to educate myself how to write it better, to optimize it for the LinkedIn. Because
Yes.
that's like all the calculations starting to run in the mind even before the execution even begin. Anything
Right. So
about
not everyone is good at writing, poignant short form content, and B, even of the subset of people that can do that fairly well, the whole optimization piece is a whole different skill set. And
Yeah,
but what happens is, people either go long or they go zero, right? So,
exactly.
so I love
This
that.
is exactly what happened, like in terms of the statistic too. Like just for you to know, most of the people, what they do, they're shooting one post and they say, okay, you know what? Leave the guy, leave everything. I will shoot something. They're shooting something. They don't get any reaction, anything to it. But they say, oh, nobody cares. So I will leave it.
Right.
And that's what happened in the most cases. It took you time. You didn't see the effort. You didn't see the ROI. just leave it away. Okay. And then it's delay and delay and delay, even though that you know that it's important. Now, we at Q, what we want to do, we want to take exactly these people. This amazing people with their awesome knowledge. Talking with you about financial consulting. I'm talking with you about any consulting business, by the way. Consulting businesses, generally speaking, what they're selling their expertise, their knowledge of expertise. That's the product. So our product, as you mentioned earlier, which is Jessica, she is an interviewer, but she is an AI, but you will find it hard to tell, but that it's AI, and we're going to improve it even more significantly. But all what you have in this interview, it's interview about your expertise, not about the marketing, not about how to write, not about nothing, just about what do you do, okay? And we want you to keep doing what you do, okay? And after sharing of an insight of about 10, 15 minutes, depends about your answers, as you say, you're getting immediately content that's ready to publish on LinkedIn right now. You can convert it to other platform too. But right now, the focus is on LinkedIn based on the best practices. And the content, as you say, it's better than the other AI because only one reason. You wrote it, not the machine. And what do I mean by that? All the content I've created is based on what you said. It's not based on out of nowhere. It's literally take the words, take the insight, and just make it more structured and optimized into the LinkedIn.
If you're enjoying this episode of Leveraging Thought Leadership,
please make sure to subscribe. If you'd like to help spread the word about our podcast, please leave a 5-star review at ratethispodcast.com/LTL and share it with your friends. We're available on Apple Podcasts and on all major listening apps, as well as at thoughtleadershipleverage.com/podcast. What I found intriguing about it is I don't particularly enjoy writing, and I'm not good at it. I can crank out a blog and all that other things. So for me, that's one of the reasons I podcast. It's much easier to have a conversation. It's more fun. It's more engaging. I don't necessarily know where it's go. There's less structure, et cetera, et cetera. So what was kind of cool about the system is that it is a conversation. So you set the parameters. Today I want to create some content on X, whatever that is.
Sure.
And it really, in an intelligent way, you start to talk and it'll ask you a question. You talk for another 30 seconds, you talk, so it's very, very conversational, which for many people is more organic, more natural, an easier way to, maybe English isn't a first language, or you're a little bit more technical, or whatever the case may be. It's a nice way to create content. So tell me a little bit about use cases. Who are you finding is using it and enjoying it and getting value out of it?
Yeah, first of all, actually, you're calling this is exactly what we're aiming to do. We're aiming to take your golden nuggets out of the mind, and Jessica will not give up till she will get the whole value out of it. And for that purpose, this is what you go deep dive into, follow up your answers. Meaning, by using like the platform, you started off, you're choosing your topic, and then she asking you the first question. And out of the first question, she understand your answer. And upon that, she building the continue of the interview. The interview, it's about 6 to 7 answers that all of them deep dive into one topic. And for the question that you said, think about consulting guy that want to have that need to have a consistency content, okay, or needs like social media, things like this. Think about that you're jumping on a one call in a week, or even one call in 2 weeks. Okay, both of them are totally fine. And each and every week, you're choosing different topic. You have a full gamut of content that show your audience your expertise, and they will get the value about it.
Yes.
Okay, and they will see exactly what you do. And that's what can create the consistency that you need to create in terms of social creation. All what you need to do is just have a habit that 10 minutes to 15 minutes in a week, you go on a call with Jessica that you have in your calendar, nail down at your insights, and that's it. And from there, you schedule the posts.
Love it. Love it. So what's the big hurdle that it takes? I mean, is it like any other software? It's got to become a habit, or what's the challenges that you're facing as a business serving the community of thought leaders?
Yeah. So I think the biggest, I don't know if it's challenge, but this is like, let's say the point that we really pay attention. Okay. It's the tone of voice. For me, I've been a content marketer for like since I remember myself. Really, content marketing is something that involved in me in terms of like I've been like before the ChatGPT and all the AI
Yes.
and
Yes.
GPT 2.5 and all the old world of that. I love something about it because you pay like 700, even 2,000, 3,000 for an article, and the article that you pay 5,000 or even 3,000, it's amazing. Okay, and this is because of the tone of voice. This is because of the choosing of the wiring of the messaging that you want to deliver and things like this. And I think this is the specific point that we pay attention the most right now. We want to make it look like the best version of you wrote it. Okay, think about like tomorrow you wake up as a super like a writer, but
Yep.
you see your roles of using. You see how you like to tell story. You see your way. So this is like what we want to pay attention to into personalized tone of voice in a really, really high level. And we just implement a new version that right now, when you go in, we're scanning the posts that you like, and we're starting to adjust it to more and more and more. Even though that, let's not forget that about 85%, okay, of all the content is based on what you say in the interview. So
Right.
it's already tuning. We want to tune it a little bit more.
Got it. So anything else you'd like to add? Because I just thought this would be a great little conversation to show people the tool. Where can they find it?
So for sure, first of all, I would say to the link, this is like q-ueue.ai. It's like the Jessica minus Q. Okay, it's a little bit complicated, but we will let it in the description for everything to look good. Yeah, definitely. But what we do in terms of the flow, we just click here, schedule a call. It's a free, okay, no pay, no commitment, no credit card, nothing like it. And very soon we are planning to add more languages and some other exciting things that coming up.
Love it. Well, this has been great. Appreciate your time, and look for the link in the notes, folks. Thank you.
I will. Thank you very much for your time.
To learn more about Thought Leadership Leverage, please visit our website at thoughtleadershipleverage.com. To reach me directly, feel free to email me at peter@thoughtleadershipleverage.com. And please subscribe to Leveraging Thought Leadership on iTunes or your favorite podcast app to get your weekly episode automatically.